My name is ODILE PEREZ. I am a diamond consultant from Orlando, Florida, and I'm so excited to be on this call today. First of all, I want to give thanks to our wonderful leadership in Orlando, Mr. Holton Buggs, with Ms. Arlene Buggs, Mr. Shane Moran, Mr. Bernie Shua, and their respective wives for creating this awesome opportunity that has impacted my life and the life of millions of people around the world. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to share in this platform the power of the four-step system. As I said, my name is ODILE PEREZ, and I had never, ever done network marketing ever before. So this is my first time in the industry. I believed in the industry through my parents, but I've never done it myself. But I understood when I saw the first presentation that there was something that I could be part of, that I didn't have to be an expert, but just follow a system and I could have the results of millions of people around the world. But in Organo, I had the opportunity to work with the very, very best, with people who had results and who had the experience. So even though I didn't have the experience myself, I could borrow their expertise, duplicate their results and their activities. So when I first started in Organo, I was 26 years old. I had a master's degree from the London School of Economics. However, I needed an opportunity to be part of something that I can generate income while taking care of my mom. And one of the things that I loved about Organo was the fact that there was a system. And why it caught my attention was because I saw different people from all different walks of life having extraordinary results. One of the first events that I went with, I had the opportunity of seeing Blue Diamond, Casey Nielsen, and she was like 23, 24 years old. No, sorry, like 22 or 23 years old. And when she spoke, I was like, wow, if she can do it, I can do it. But she was super eloquent, but she inspired me. And then I saw Mr. Jose Ardona, which back then was a Blue Diamond, and he said he had a fourth grade education. So there was a college dropout, someone who had just a fourth grade education, and you had Mr. John and Miss Blanca Satures who had master's degrees, and they all were having these extraordinary results. So seeing these individuals inspire me to say, you know what, I want to follow the four steps. I want to be part of this movement. But you know what? The first 3 months of Organo, because I had a master's degree and I thought I was very intelligent, I was doing everything that was not part of the system. I was doing networking events. I was doing everything you could think of that you want to be creative, and I was having no results. Zero. Like, one person signed up because my dad gave it to me, my sponsor. He's like, here, have this person because I don't want you to quit. And another person who signed up, my second person to sign up, was a friend of mine who felt so bad for me that she signed up out of like pity. And so I went to this event, Dallas, Texas, 2011. And I heard everyone say, follow the four steps, follow the four steps. And you know what? When I heard that, I started to think about why was it important to follow the four steps. And one of the things that one of the speakers said at that event, it was to save, the system saves yourself time, energy, and money. And this is important because you could do it your way or you could do it the proven way. And guess what? We get to work with people who are legends in the industry of network marketing. Mr. Holton Buggs, I mean, he created the system, and all the elite diamonds have followed the same system. But there was I, 26 years old, and wanted to do it my own way. I had ideas, I had theories, and I had this and that. Until I surrendered to the system, I started to see results. And the reason for this is because systems allows for something that we all need, and it's to be in rhythm. To be in rhythm with the leadership. Mr. Holton Buggs always talks about that, being in rhythm, synchronicity, being in a synergy with your upline, with the company, with the leadership, allows you to duplicate yourself and to multiply yourself without you being there. And that's what I loved when I first saw the presentation of Organo, was the leveraging. You know, you can leverage yourself from other people's efforts. And how many of you, today is Monday, how many would love to be able to be in a different part of the world, in a different city, and be able to enjoy time and freedom and be able to work with other people that you're not necessarily there? I was like, I want that. I want to be able to take care of my mom without having to be in a job. That's what inspired me to be part of Organo, right? But what I love, and something Mr. Holton always talk about, is that the real freedom is when your network multiplies without you being present. And I think we all want that. What's made successful one of the most millionaire companies or Fortune 500 companies is the fact that they are systematic. McDonald's, why is McDonald's so successful? Because it's the same hamburger. It doesn't matter where you go. If you go to New York, if you go to London, if you go to Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, the hamburger, it might be adjusted a little bit according to the culture, but it's the same process of elaboration, saving time and money. And that's what made McDonald's such a successful franchise. And so most of the big companies that are like chains around the world, they do things the certain kind of way consistently. And Mr. Holton shared that with me, not with me, but with everyone. And I was like, you know what? I need to stop. I need to stop doing things my own way. And so May 31st, I went to this event. I was like, okay, I need to stop. June, it still took me month of June to really like get it ingrained in me that, stop being so, uncoachable. July, I got the cash cow for the first time, and things in my business started to change. Once I started to change, in July, I moved $300 in volume. And by August, I was ready platinum elite. And that's because I had surrendered to the system. We're not going to make any income claims or health claims, but what I do want to tell you is that your results will be in direct proportion to the effort you put in and your consistency. Also, your coachability and your teachability. The people who are guiding us, they are not making things to make your life more difficult. They don't want to hurt you. You know what? They get paid based on your results. So if the more you have results, the more you grow, the more they earn. So it's not like they want you to fail, because if you succeed, they're succeeding. So when I understood that and I started doing the 4 steps and duplicating the 4 steps, the business started to grow. Guess what? By October, I qualified Sapphire. And 18 months of persistence and consistency, we went from Ruby to Diamond. And that's why I believe with all my heart that the system works. Especially right now, we're in the red zone. What you want to be doing is duplicating the 4 steps to success the fastest possible and being in the same harmony, in the same rhythm as your success team. As I said before, this is my first time in network marketing, but following the system has allowed me to expand my organization from Orlando, Florida to 13 different countries. And to many of them, I have never visited even once. There are some people that I work with that are VIP, Platinum, Sapphires, and I have never even visited them. But they're so coachable, and they follow the 4 steps that it has allowed them to duplicate. Not me, because I'm not that great. They're duplicating a proven system that was created by one of the legends in network marketing, which is Mr. Holton. This system has allowed me to live some of my biggest dreams, to be able to go to Atlantic in the Bahamas and swim with dolphins. How many of you would love to swim with dolphins? That was on my vision board forever. It has allowed me to transform my weight. As you can see, we started following the OGX system. I went from, as you can see there, 21 pounds, and I lost over 30 inches. My face changed. Everything started deflating because my pool, like Mr. Holton talks about, was really toxic, and it started to change. But it has also allowed me to grow in the industry, to understand the industry, and for the last 7 years, to be part of this educational system. A lot of people say this business is an opportunity to be part of a paid self-development program that pays you very well. And that's true, because the way I am now, it's totally different from 7 years ago. but it also has allowed me to change my car. When I started Organo, I used to drive a 98 green Kia, which totally melted down that July 2011. We changed it to a Kia of 2011. And guess what? In November 2012, 1 year of following the system, I was able to upgrade my ride to a Mercedes-Benz, which was one of my dream car. And since 2012, I've been driving a Mercedes thanks to Organo and to the system. But the biggest thing I'm proud of is that I have, along with my father, who's my sponsor, I've been able to provide for my why, which is my mother. I joined Organo because my mom had a stroke, and I lived abroad and she needed the care. So she has been my reason to care for her, and she's been able to be with us at home. She's traveled with us to Colombia. She even goes to some of the events. She went to see Mr. Holton, who was here in in February. I'm even forgetting my months. In February, March. Mr. Holton was here in November, and he came back in March. She went to see him. She's inspired, and we're able to take care of her, and it's because of the system. So now that I want to share with you, what is the system? What do we need to duplicate? How do we need to make sure that this system works for you, just as it has for millions of people around the world? And the first step is to be a product of the product. Why? Because, man, the product doesn't not only taste really good, but it makes you feel great, and it has such a wonderful experience for your body. So once you join the business and once you sign up in the business, what you want to do and you enroll someone in the business is you want to get their testimony. Because as Mr. Holton always says, people may quit on the product, they may quit on the opportunity, but they won't quit drinking the product. So once you know their testimony, you want to make sure that they submit it within 48 hours to you. And you write it down. One thing I do is I keep a binder of all my personals and their testimonies. So when they're having a hard time, I said, you remember, you got a lot of energy from drinking that latte. And it's so good too. Oh my gosh, I love my latte. I was a mocha, now I'm a latte. I love every one of them, but it's just awesome. But guess what? Once they have a testimony, you're going to be able to share their testimony with their customers, with their potential business partners, and also you may use it for your other stories, for other organizations within your team. So it's a win-win situation. Second thing you want to do is to do auto ship. Auto ship is phenomenal. There's a lot of reasons why auto ship is there. One of the reasons why network marketing is so powerful, especially nowadays, is because it's automatic. Things happen automatic. A lot of people forget. They're busy. If people are married, they have kids, they're going to forget. If they have households to run errands, they're going to forget to do their order. And being active and qualify is so important to earn commission, but also because you need your product. And so you don't want to be running at the end of the month, having to call everyone, did you do your order? But guess what? If they have it automatic, there's some perks to being on auto ship, but also they're not going to run out of their coffee. So enrolling them in an automatic debit allows you to make sure that their product is delivered on time. Another step is to make sure when you enroll someone, you sell them a box of black or a box of latte, or you sell them a box of a detox or energy drink, whatever they want to start. If it's if they want to do the weight loss challenge, the X challenge, get them a shake. The reason why you want to sell them that immediately is because it's going to take 3 to 4 days or more for the product to arrive to them. So you don't want to wait or delay their enthusiasm. Mr. Holton always says you have 72 hours. When people join, it's an hourglass of success, and their belief, if you need to keep giving them energy and stories to keep their belief high. You have 72 hours. So if they don't have products, guess what? They're going to go home and they're going to be like, why did you enroll? Oh, I joined in a coffee company. Where's the coffee? Oh, it's going to arrive in a week. And guess what? The spouse may say, you know what? That's a scam. That's not real. But guess what? If they go home with a box of latte and you say, what did you join? What is it that you're doing? Wait a minute. Let me prepare something for you. You give them a sip of the latte. And they try our latte, it's game over. So with that, Another thing that it's important for you to do is to teach and to show your new personals how to use their back office. It's so important because they need to know how wonderful and how transparent our company is. Our company has everything laid out for them so that they can see everything from their orders, from their commissions, news from the company, and just showing them the back office gives another level of credibility to our company. Because once you see that, you see that our company is transparent, that is legitimate, that is professional, and you know what? You just raise their belief. So step one, being a product of the product, is the most important step. When people fall in love with a product, they will share, and they're going to be passionate to share with others. And I want to share with you the first testimony that we have on this call is a young athlete. He is from St. Angelo, Texas, and he has a product of the product testimony. Someone gave him a sample, and he tried the product. He was not a coffee drinker, but he started feeling some difference in him, and now he's a loyal OG consumer. And here's someone who did not drink coffee, and now he's going to share with you how with a sample of a mocha, he has become not only a mocha consumer, but all the lines of organo products he consumes because of that one experience. So with that, let's introduce to you the story of Mr. Deontae Scott. Mr. Deontae, the line is all yours.
Oh, gee, my name is Deontae Scott. I'm a college athlete at Angelo State University. Back in 2015, I knew that we had a football game. It was going to be really cold, and I was just looking for something to stay warm to drink. And I was able to get a sample of the mocha, and I was told to take only half. And I tried half. When I drank it, it was warm. I drank it warm, and all of a sudden I started feeling, really warm, really fast, and I was feeling really good. My energy shot up. I was alert really fast, and I was able to drink the rest of it too and not feel bad. So, going into game time, I went out on the field and was warming up, and I felt so energetic, and my endurance felt better, my breathing felt better, and overall, I just felt something that I never felt before from any other product I used to take, and I never had drinking coffee ever. I never even liked coffee until I got a sample of OG, and I've been a loyal customer ever since 2015. So that's my testimony, and that's my feeling of what the OG does for me. So I love it, and it's a wonderful product, and I can't wait to continue to tell more and more people about it each and every day I can. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Deontae. That's a powerful testimony. I'm not sure if you can hear me. That's
yes, ma'am, I can hear
fantastic. You. Mr. Deontae, and what happened with your time now that you've been drinking? You shared your testimony quickly that your time that you've been working for years out of consistently drinking the product, what happened with it?
What happened with the product? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Now I became a customer here. I joined to be a distributor back in I believe it was September. And that's when the line of the product of the DX and the XT came out and all that. And when I first got it, I consumed the XT and the DX, and it gave me such a wonderful feeling that I've been chasing to feel good during workouts and, just overall recovery. And, I could tell a difference in one day.
Awesome. So congratulations.
It cut off on me. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Well, we appreciate you sharing your story, how your energy, you started feeling more energy and your times have improved in your athletic career. So congratulations. Thank you so much for sharing, Mr. Deontae. And we will continue to step number 2. So the first step is being a product of the product. Now let's continue with that. And the second step is to build a list. And this is so important, guys. And to follow this step, it took me some time because I was so afraid to call my friends and to tell people that I was doing network marketing. You know, here I am. I have a master's degree from LSC, and I didn't want to share it with them. But you know what? As I told you, 3 months of not doing the system cost me a fortune. But there's one thing that I really want to recommend to you, and that is the cash cow. This cash cow changed my life because there I was, a non-experienced network marketer. I'm a millennial, so millennials, we kind of think we know it all. And not like that. Now I know that I don't know anything, but there was someone showing me the way for free. You know, for my master's degree, I had to pay almost over 60,000 pounds. And here was someone teaching me how to follow a system that can lead to my dreams. And the cash cow changed my mindset. One of the most important skills that I learned was to build a list, because the key in network marketing, the capital in your business, is that you don't have to invest millions of dollars, or you don't have to pay a franchise fee. You don't have to have employees. You don't have to have operational systems. You don't have to have excessive amount of product. You just have to follow the system. But the main thing is your capital. The number one capital is the people that you know. And Mr. Holton explains how to classify your list in 4 checkers: teachable, coachable, if they have self-starters, if they're financially able, and also allowing them to really follow the system, which is the coachability aspect. So those four marks are so important to classifying your list. And then there's a way of you calling the people once you classify your list based on those 4 markers, and how to call them, to invite them in your calendar. I want to show you the calendar real quickly. Okay, in the calendar, you can see how there's another tool that you can use to classify and how to call. Okay, so you have their self-starters, influential, teachable, and coachable, and you have that they have financial resources, and it shows you how to invite them. And you need to put everyone you know. So if you're having a brain freeze, you know what? I want to encourage you to look in the back office and get your memory jogger, the doctor who walks your dog, your neighbor, because you never know who they know that can be someone who takes this business very seriously. And that's what happened in my business. I called my sister in New York, who called someone, and you know what? That one person they called helped us create with the system, with our mentors, Mr. John and Ms. Blanca Saturas, Crown Ambassadors, to create an organization of over 10,000 people. Why? Because the system works. But what you need to do is get your cash cow, listen to the cash cow, apply the information, do your list, learn the 4 questions. And what are the 4 questions? Because at the beginning, I had to do a lot of cold market as well. I had just moved from London, so I had to go into the cold market. And guess what? Most of my frontal, my directs, most of the people I've personally sponsored, over 70% are people that I didn't know, but I learned the 4 questions, and with the 4 questions, I was able to approach them. And they're so grateful for the product, either because they became consumers or because they really saw the opportunity. So the 2 ways to build the business is doing your list and learning the 4 questions. Especially right now where we're in the red zone, go back to your list, keep calling, keep inviting, and you know the 4 questions, because every day you want to get into the habit of talking to 2 to 5 people per day. You know, if you talk to 2 to 5 people per day, you're looking around 60 to 150 people, and we work with a 10 to 20% rule, guess what? If you do that persistently, you're going to have 2 to 6 people every single month, new people in your business. But what are the 4 questions? The first question, which is just genius, is do you or anyone you know drink coffee or tea at least occasionally? Listen. And then you say, how do you drink your coffee? Black or with cream and sugar? What's your favorite brand? And the last question, what was the last time that someone paid you for drinking their coffee? And then I take a sachet and I say, this is the coffee that pays. And I look at them. I'm going to give you a sample, but I would like to follow up with 2 questions after you drink the coffee. How did it make you feel? And how did you like the taste? And then I say, I'm going to give you the coffee, but what's the best time to call you? In the morning or the afternoon? Mr. Holton always says, give them options. And then I take their number and I say, okay, perfect. And then I put their number, 222. Awesome. Thank you so much. But before I don't go around just asking the 4 questions, make sure you get form. You create form, which is get to know them. Their family, their occupation, their recreation, what did they do for fun, build some rapport, and then ask 4 questions. If you're shy, go around practicing saying hi. Make some eye contacts. You know what, most people nowadays, we're so connected with our phone that we don't even say hi. So you want to stand out in your community, be outside of your comfort zone, and just start saying hi around your community. And then they're going to be like, what do you do? Another technique is that, you know, you can have your organo gear. I have my blazer on, my organo blazer. I walk around. I mean, I go out. Sometimes I put my jacket on, and people are like, oh, what a nice jacket. If they say hi to my jacket, guess what? I'm going to be like, oh, so what do you do? Oh, really? Oh, great. But let me ask you a question. Do you or anyone you know drink coffee, tea, or hot chocolate? And then I go into my 4 questions. At first, when I first came back from that event, it was called Project 50,000 back then, but it's basically equivalent of the UTX. I butchered the 4 questions because, you know, I didn't know it. I mean, I heard it on the call, but I didn't practice it. But you know what? In June, I practiced it. And in July, I had 100 new prospects because I had done the 4 questions. And you know what? That is going to lead you to the cold market, but you're going to go cold, to go warm, to go hot. And that's another topic, but just get in the habit of doing that. But we also have the OGX line, which with the OG Phoenix. So you can just say, you know, do you or anyone you know cares about their weight? And this you have to, you know, practice it so you feel comfortable. And, you know, and then you go into the second question and say, do you or anyone know cares about getting good nutrition? Oh, yes. Most people want to get good nutrition. And then you're going to be like, do you want to save money on your grocery bills? Because you know what? One shake of oregano, it's like $2, but it's a nutritious. It has over 23 phytonutrients. And I know Dr. Bob Rakowski did an amazing explanation of why OGX is so powerful. And also Diamond Consultant Ms. Maya Node explained why Ganoderma. So, you know, so if you want to raise your belief, listen to those calls on OG Academy so you can hear and you feel more confident on explaining that this is good nutrition for really little money. It's really inexpensive for everything that you're getting in that shake. I mean, it's amazing. And it tastes delicious. Like Mr. Holton says, it's a liquid birthday cake in a cup. And with Miss Arlene share a tip with me, I love sweets, so I like to add to my chocolate shake. Like if I'm craving sweets, I add 2 or 3 little Oreos, and I have like a cookies and cream shake. So that's another way. But then I go into the 4th question and say, would you like a way to make meals faster and easier and healthier? And people always say yes. Because most people nowadays, they are out of time and they're always on the go. So if you can provide a solution to them, they're going to want to listen. So I'm going to say, you know what, let's meet up. I want to invite you to my, if you don't know them, let's get together and let them experience the OGX. You can invite them to an OGX party, or you can send them some pictures, which speaks volume. Mr. Holton always says a picture speaks more than 1,000 words. Now, I want to share with you a story of someone who was on someone's list. Because right now you may be like, oh, Dio, I really don't want to do a list. It's so uncomfortable. I've talked to everyone I know. You know what? there's a lot of people in your city that do not know about Organo. And you never know who you can run into. We have the retail queen from Tampa, Florida. Her story is so powerful. Miss Cynthia Williams used to work 70 to 75 hours per week. And she had no time off. She had no holidays. But guess what? She now, someone gave her a sample, which she didn't drink, but they were persistent. And they follow up and follow up. And then she went to a meeting, and there she saw the vision. Now, fast forward a couple years later, she now works 20 to 25 hours only during the weekends, but she earns in a weekend what she used to earn in an entire month in her corporate job. We don't make income claims. She works really intelligent. She's very persistent, and she's very committed. But I want you two guys to hear her story, Miss Cynthia Williams.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Loud and clear, Miss Cynthia.
Thank you, Ms. Perez. I really appreciate you having me on the call and allowing me to share my story. I'm so excited to be here today. And you're so right. I am so grateful for somebody thinking about me and giving me a sample of coffee, because that's exactly how it started. This person came over to the 4-star hotel that I was actually on the board of and a director at the time, and they gave me a sample of coffee, just one little sachet. It was a latte. Yeah, it was a latte. And when they gave it to me, they said, try this coffee and let me know how you think it tastes or it feels, and I want to see if I can follow up with you. And I said, sure, but I'm not going to give you my number. And they said, well, we'd like to follow up with you. And he said, can I just come back? And I was like, sure, just come on back over to the hotel. I'm here every day, of course. And he said, okay. So, I didn't really want to drink the coffee. So I took the coffee and I actually went to my office and I threw the coffee in my drawer. And a week later, he actually came back, which I was really, really, really surprised. And he asked me, asked the front desk, he says, can you go get Miss Cynthia Williams for me? And I came to the front desk and it was him. And he said, hey, did you try the coffee? And I was like, no, I'm sorry, I didn't have time. But he's like, well, here's another pack. Here's a pack of a sample of our black and our latte. I really want you to try the coffee. And I want you to tell me how it tastes, how it makes you feel. And I was like, okay. So I took the other sample and threw it in my drawer a second time. He comes back another week, the next week, and I was like, oh my goodness, he's not going to go away. So he asked me again, did you try the coffee? And I was like, you know what, come on, come to my office. Let me taste the coffee. So I tasted the coffee, and when I tasted it, I was like, I like latte, because he told me that, I said, I like my coffee with a little bit of cream in it. And he said, so try the latte. So I tried the latte and I was like, oh my goodness, this coffee is so amazing. It's smooth and I love it. And he's like, wow. He said, this is our coffee. This is Organo Gold's coffee. And I was like, this is really good. And he was like, wow. He said, are you open to opportunities? And I said, yeah. And he says, let me invite you to our coffee and jazz mixer. And I was like, okay, I'll sneak away for that. And I'll just come back to the hotel, because I knew my shift wasn't going to be over till about probably 12 or 1 o'clock. So I went to a coffee jazz mixer, listened to the presentation, and I was amazed. I said, okay, after I saw it, I said, what's the catch? There's got to be a catch. It can't be this simple. He says, yeah, it's that simple. And I said, okay, sign me up. I said, I want the gold pack, because I know a lot of people drink coffee, but what caught my eye was that the opportunity to be able to sell people coffee over and over and over again. So when I got the coffee, when I signed up, I should say, my sponsor was like, okay, this is what I want you to do. Make a list, and then I want you to pre-sell your coffee to all of your friends and family, or everybody on the list. Call everyone. He says, here's the script. And I said, well, where'd you get this script? And he says, it's in our back office. There's all kinds of tools there to help you sell your coffee and help you operate and give you information about our product. I said, okay. So I wrote down my list, wrote down 50 people, called them. I actually pre-sold all of my gold packs as well as another case of coffee before it had even arrived. And he's like, wow, you're off to a good start. And I said, yeah, this is great. I've never made this much money so fast, and something that everybody likes. So this is great. I love it. And needless to say, after probably about, I want to say maybe 4 months, I thought to myself, what else could I do with this coffee tastes so great and it's so simple. I think I might be able to sell this at like an arts and crafts show or a local event, per cup instead of, just by the box of coffee. So I set up my tent and tables and brought out coffee and hung a banner. And I sold coffee for like $5, $5 and $6 a cup. And it was unbelievable I didn't think that it would go so fast. And people came up to the tent and they bought coffee per cup. They bought every latte, mocha, every line that Organo had, I had for sale by the cup. And they bought it. And I was like, I cannot believe my first time out here, and I made over $3,000 selling coffee by the cup. And I said, I made more money in just a weekend that I made, just in a month of working at my corporate job at a 4-star hotel and being on the board of directors. So, as I progressed, I wanted to take my calendar and build more events onto the calendar. So, I looked up events. I went online and Googled events. I went to my local chamber and looked for opportunities. And I ended up booking so many events, it enabled me to quit my job at the 4-star hotel. And Organo replaced my money that I was making at the hotel. And I got this little, running quote, I should say, that I have. And I call it Freedom in a Cup with Organo, because I was able to get freedom, work less hours. I get to spend more time with my family and friends. And I get to work less. And now it's an amazing lifestyle that I would have never had if I would have stayed with corporate America. And I just love what I have today.
Okay, sorry. I guess I was muted. Thank you so much for sharing, Miss. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing such a powerful story. Freedom in a Cup is definitely what you're taking and just seeing different ways. And that's what Organo can do. But you have to build your list. You have to follow the simple step of sharing the product, the opportunity. Then we go to the third step, which is to book and for OG mixers. And you could do them at your home. You could do them in the office, in social, comfortable settings, and where you get to share the opportunity and the plan. And you never know if there's going to be a Miss Cynthia there. If you can see in the calendar, you could do one on Monday, one on Tuesday. Then you could do 2 on Saturdays and connect to the Millionaire Mentorship Call and your weekly meeting. Building in the home is the secret of Organo. One of the things I want to share is that's how I started the business. And the goal of each mixer is to have 5 qualified guests and move 1,000 QV per CJM. Sorry, OG mixers. Out of 5 guests, Mr. Holton says that the organo average is that 3 people are interested. 2 will be interested in the product and 1 in the opportunity. One of the key things to know is that the mixer is just an informal way of exposing the opportunity of getting people to share the product. And once again, if you want to know how to do it, see the OG calendar or in the back office, the proper way to invite, keeping it simple, keeping it, taking it away, showing the urgency and taking it away, just like as a cash cow teaches us, and keep doing mixers. One of the things that I want to share, one of my tips is, because I build in the cold market, is to offer people the opportunity that if they host a CJM for me, I will give them a free box of coffee. So if you have 5 people there, 5 qualified like adults, I will give you a free box, because that allows me to know the people that they know. So that's one of the techniques that Mr. John actually taught me, and I've used it, and it's helped me so much to build in the homes of other people. Keeping it simple, keeping it duplicatable, that's the key. You know, one of the biggest things is to use the tools. You can use the Taste the Gold CD. Keeping it very, very simple, so that people feel that they can do it too. And what you need to do is, for instance, if I joined and I enrolled 2 new people this week, what I want to do is the next week, I want to be in each of those people's homes. So you said, well, how am I going to get 4? So let's say I sign up Miss Cynthia, I sign up Deontae, and I enroll Josemis. From their CJMs, I'm going to get people interested in the business. What I want to do is with that person, so with Miss Cynthia, you know, she said, you know, she sold 80 boxes of coffee. She made a profit of $1,200. I want to share her story in her CJ, in her OGM, in her mixer. And you're going to say, who would be interested in earning $1,200 extra per month? And from those people, they're going to say, yes, yes, like Mr. Holton taught us on the call. If you haven't heard it, make sure you listen to Mr. Holton's call. You will get OG mixers booked. So next week, I'm going to be with Miss Cynthia. I'm going to do 4 mixers for her. The first one, I'm going to do everything. The second one, I'm going to show her how to do it. The third one, she's going to show, I'm going to allow her to duplicate it. Show, shadow, duplicate. I'm going to shadow her, let me see her do it, and then she could do it on her own. If you do that, show, shadow, duplicate mixers, your business will grow to another level. And there's formulas on how to do it. Mr. Sam Bean explained it at the UTX, like how mixers, doing the right amount of mixers every week will multiply your business and take you all the way to diamond. So really, this is the heart of the business. Keeping it fun, light music, not too crazy, not too loud, having the product there, having it available, have product available, because people want to buy right away. You don't want to be like, oh, I'll order it for you. Product there, or that they enroll in the PC customer as a PC customer, preferred customer, and that they take an action immediately. So you can get customers, you can get preferred customers, and you can get mixers from OGMs. And then we go to the 4th step, which is the key of the business. And I really want to, before we move to the 4 steps, is I want to share with you that what I love about organo, I love so many things. Like, as you can tell, I love organo. I've been doing it for 7 years, and it's been the best decision I've ever made. But what I love about organo is that our leadership, our leaders are congruent with the words and the action. And they always stay aligned to the 4 steps. They don't change anything in the 4 steps. They do the 4 steps consistently. And Mr. Holton, who is our CVO, who owns one of the most spectacular homes in the US, who has one of the largest organizations, who him and his wife, Miss Arlene Buggs, they have a mission. Man, Miss Arlene Buggs' closet is a dream. It's a store, but it's not the house only, because you know, the house is amazing. I'm going to tell you, it's like if you walk into the greatest networker's home, but their mission and their consistency inspires me every day. And it's that they don't move 1 degree from the system. Mr. Holton came to Tampa and to Florida, to Central Florida, and he did a OG mixer. Yep, our CVO still does mixers. And that to me shows me that this is the key to the business. He, as you can see on the left, we had over 100 guests in a house. And on the right, we had like 30, 40 guests. And guess what? He was edifying, using the tools, kept it very simple, very duplicatable, and showed us that this is how he built his multi-millionaire business. And because he understands that following the system gets us to freedom. And you know what? Our crown ambassador, my mentor, Miss Blanca Satures, was just doing a mixer at the beginning of January. She keeps doing mixers. So to me, if these diamond elites are doing it, Mr. Jose Ardon, Mr. John Satures, Mr. Steve Martin, if they're doing the things that got them to success, what does it tell us? That we should be doing the same, right? And it's fun. I mean, I love it. I like meeting new people. I love hearing the new stories. And I always love when people go, they try the product and they say, wow, this tastes so good. Doesn't that get you excited? It reminds me of why I joined. And I'm sure it reminds you of why you joined. Is it because of the product? Is it because of the opportunity? And that's going to keep you fired up. Especially right now in Red Zone, you want to book yourself. You want to get as many mixers as possible. And while you're doing the 4 steps, the first step being a product of the product, building your list, keep building your list, keep adding numbers, and you keep doing the mixers. Guess what? You stay connected. You commit yourself. You know what? I heard something, I read something that changed my mindset, and that is that if you stay committed to a company for 10 years, you will be a millionaire beyond your imagination. And I said, really? 10 years to one company? You know what? I went to school for over 18 years, more than 18 years. Spent a lot of money, still paying some of my student loans. And there was no guarantee. Here, there's a guarantee that I will change in my mindset. I will change in the way I think. I will have better health. I will have the ability to associate with people that I would never think I could associate, be in places that I perhaps have a dream of and may not be able to. But Organo allows you to do that. But you have to stay committed. Not an emotional decision, a commitment. A commitment is to do what you say you're going to do, even when the emotion is not there. It is a business. And a business has ups and has downs. I've seen awesome days in Organo, but I've seen slow days in Organo. But I understand that the business works. I have to persevere. I have to keep growing as a businesswoman. I have to keep evolving. I have to keep doing the mixers. I still have to go to the mixers. Some days I don't want to go, but you know what? My dreams deserve it. When I see the results and the lifestyle that Mr. Holton and Miss Arlene have, Miss Blanca, Mr. John have, I said, you know what? I want the same for my family. And you may have different dreams as them. You may have different reasons, but you and your family deserve it. But you have to stay connected. You have to stay connected. As you see here, you have to stay connected to the system, because as long as you're connected to the system, there's light. It's like if you're connected to a plug. If you unplug, there's not going to be no light. So you have to be plugged in. You have to listen to the call. Last night, Mr. Sam Bean did the Millionaire Mentorship call. I still listen to it because you know what? We are business people and we have ups and we have downs. Some people are going to have great weeks. Some weeks are not going to be that great. But you know what? You get inspired by the stories. You might get a nugget that you can change and you can move and your business can start changing. And then connect to the OG Academy. This tool is phenomenal. You have everything you need. I didn't have that when I grew up. We had to go through YouTube, and some videos were not even existent because we were just starting. But now everything you need is in a back office with your OG Academy. One stop, one place, everything you need. You have Miss Nikki Adera, who's killing the retail. You know, every time she posts something, I'm like, wow, she's amazing. And I get inspired with that. And you know what? When you see other people winning, don't get upset. Don't get angry. Celebrate it, because if you're consistent and you're committed, your time will come too. And then you get connected to the Millionaire Mentorship Call, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in English. 10:30 in Spanish. If you're bilingual, connect to both. You know what? It's changing your mindset. Mr. Holton said it yesterday. The reality with your dreams. The only difference that it's separating them is incorrect information. So what you need to do is change the information so that they can collide. And then you participate in events like WIN. Let me tell you, ladies, if you're a female and you're building Organo, we need to work on the inside because it's all in the mind. And we want to be associated with women who are winning, who are living lifestyles of our dreams. And I cannot tell you, I cannot emphasize how much of an impact being part of this women movement and the impact that it has had on my life. Miss Arlene is on a mission with everyone who wants to be a part of it. Miss Blanca Saturas, our crown ambassador, Miss Kim Bean, Miss Esther Hernandez, all the diamonds, all the leadership wants to be part of this movement where women have a voice and we're equals in Organo. No one's better than the other. We're empowered to be the best. And let me tell you, as a woman, when you start changing your mindset, when you start changing your emotions, your business will grow because it's all about changing from within. And that's what our Organo has done. The WIN movement has been amazing for me to be comfortable who I am, to be comfortable in the decision that I've made to be part of this industry, to be committed to Organo for life. This is my first and last company, and this allows me to be strong and vulnerable at the same time. It helps you be a woman who is accepting of who she is. And you know what? Miss Arlene's on the road. She's decided to embrace full force what she's doing, and she's allowing you to be part of that journey. Invite anyone who's not even an Organo because this is relevant to any woman. It's April 29th, the first stop in Houston, in Kenya. She's going to be in Africa for the first time, in Toronto, in San Francisco, in Mexico, which is on fire with the new diamonds. Beautiful movement there. In Atlanta, Georgia. If you are East Coast, we all need to be there. Trust me, it is worth being there. And lastly, we'll finish with August in Denver, Colorado. But right now, we're in the red zone, which means the end of the month. You have all these ideas. You're fired up, and you can still get connected. You can connect and make sure you have your ticket for the WIN, which is already out for sale. But you know what? Get connected to the red zone calls. Make sure you call your list. I had 3 guests last night on the call for Mr. Holton. And some of them said, you know, I'm ready to enroll. Some of them are in the process. You keep doing it. You have an opportunity to plug in your prospects. But another opportunity that you have is to learn from people who are elite diamonds, blazing it through how they do the presentation. Yesterday, I want to show you my notes. I was taking notes on how Mr. Holton does the presentation. It is the same presentation he did here in Florida. The same one I saw him do 3 months ago, 4 months ago is the same, but I want to keep hearing it, so I do it the same. Because I feel like if he's the number one, I want to duplicate number one. So definitely get connected, take notes, practice what they're saying, but get prospects in there. And the key question that you need to ask yourself is, how many prospects do I have, and how many people in my team have prospect connected? And just after that, after they get on the call, do 3-way calls like Mr. Sam Bean explained on yesterday's call. And all of this is leading to the expo. There's nothing more powerful than an Organo event. There's nothing more energizing and that it elevates your belief than expo, than OG events. But expo is just the combination of a celebration of all the achievement that has been accomplished within a year's time. Let me tell you that events change your life, literally. Why? Because your belief changes, your information changes, and your decisions are made. One event, 2011, changed my life. That's where I said, you know what? I need to stop doing it my way. I need to surrender to the system. But in Houston, Texas, in 2013, our team had 100 people there. I was just a Ruby. But in that event, we made a decision to go diamond that month. And we did go diamond that month with over $200,000 in volume because we were all in harmony. And I'm not saying that you can go diamond just because you go to an event, but you will go diamond in your heart. And if you're consistent for 18 months and you do the 4 steps and you duplicate the 4 steps, you will have the results that you wish for. It's not a easy road, but it's a simple road if you decide to follow the 4 steps. Don't do it your way. Follow the way that was designed to be followed. We are so blessed to be part of a system that is easy because it's just coffee. It's simple, it's easy as coffee. And the environment that our leaders have created is just electrifying. So whatever you do in the next, we're 6 months away from Expo, is that you invite someone else, one more person, bring one more person, because the Expo will work for you. Events work for you. They work inside of you and they work in your team and they help your team multiply, because most teams go electric. Right now in Tampa, Florida, the team is on fire because they went to an event. You see people in Texas, they're on fire because they went to an event, because they see the values of Organo, unity, loyalty, and edification. So you want to go there. And if you want your business to multiply, like outside of your imagination, be at an event. But with that, in the meantime, before you get ready to Expo, get your ticket, go to your local events and stay connected. And I want to share briefly the story of just Samus and Danielle, who are, it's been on mute. Okay. Just briefly to share how the system has impacted her. Just Samus?
Yes, Miss Odile, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Mr. Samus.
Awesome. Yes, my name is Josemis Perez, and I live in South Carolina. Thank you, Ms. Odile, for allowing me to share. I have been with Organo for 6 years now, and I can tell you that my transformation, my husband's transformation, it has just been incredible. You, Ms. Odile, you were actually that angel that God used to share this opportunity with us. And again, that was 6 years ago. And you told us since the beginning how critical the 4 steps were, and specifically the 4th step, which is being plugged into the system. And that has definitely made a difference. Since the beginning, again, listening to calls, every time we go to a local event, every time we go to a company training, when we go into the OG Academy, when we go to any WIN movement event, I mean, that is amazing because that helps my faith grow. And like every time I experience a call or an event or anything like that, my belief grows more, not only the belief in the company or the product or the leaders, but also the belief in myself, because I am able to see other people that are doing the business, other people that are having success. And I say to myself, hey, it is possible and I can do it too. So that has definitely been amazing. And I don't know, Ms. Odile, if you remember, but I remember this, that 6 years ago, that very same day that we signed up into Organo, that same night you connected us to the Millionaire Mentorship Call. It was a Sunday, I remember that. And my husband and I just looked at each other and we were like, oh, wow, this is amazing. And then 2 weeks later, there was this event happening in Florida, which is like 8 hours from us. And you invited us to that event. It was with Mr. John Saturas. And we actually went, we drove over there, and that was just mind-changing. I mean, that made the whole difference in everything. And thanks to that, we actually made the decision to do the business and to take it seriously. And that's why we're still going. I would say that being plugged into the system is key. I know we had an event this past Saturday here in Atlanta, which is like just 2 hours from us. So of course we were going to go. So we went, and that was just awesome. We had Diamond from Mexico, Mr. Hanoi Driggs, which is an amazing story. I don't know if you've heard it before, all the people in the call, but one day you will. It's amazing. And also Ruby, Daniel Camaro, his story is amazing too. And it was just so great to be there, to see that event, to experience what we experienced, and being able to like see the whole picture, the big picture, like so clear. And that was just amazing. I really can't wait for that to be happening in South Carolina, in my state. And we're going to be working for that. So I thank you so much, my diamond, Ms. Odile Perez. And I'm so thankful for Organo and all the leaders and everything that's happening.
Wow, congratulations. Thank you, Yosemite. I've seen you. Actually, Yosemite is a, can you hear me, Yosemite?
Yes, loud and clear.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yosemite actually is my high school friend. We're one of my closest friends from high school. And she was on my original list, and I was like afraid of calling her, but I sent her a sample, and now we are business partners, 6 years. They're 50-star achievers, sapphires in the company, and they're one of the most committed individuals to the system. They go to every single event, no matter what's happening in their lives. They're always on the Millionaire Mentorship call, and it's because they've seen the system work in them as their couple, as a family. And I'm going to be with them this April in South Carolina, in Atlanta, which in Atlanta, they're totally mastering the system, and that's the power of Organo. I just want to say and end with this: be the best, the system's best. Be a part of it. Connect to the OG Academy, the Millionaire Mentorship Call, the events. Edify the system. Don't be afraid of sharing it on the social media. It's powerful how many people are watching. Don't saturate your social media, but once a week, twice a week, share something of what you're learning, because you know what? It's a system that is so powerful, and a lot of people are hungry for an environment that allows them to flourish. Share the system, promote it. You know, just as I invited my friend to come to an event, you know what? Invite a friend to come to an event. You never know how you're going to impact the life of their families and other communities. So just share it, promote it, be proud of it, and teach the system. Teach it, do it, teach it, do it, teach it all the time. The best people in Organo, the biggest results are the best teachers. They're always promoting the 4 steps. They don't sway away from it. They just follow it, and they're part of it, and they are the system because they just believe it with all the heart. And I promise you that the system will reward you. There's a promo pack right now. Take advantage of it, promote it. Be a part of the Go-Getter Bonus, 6 new people. You know what? You can earn $500 extra. How many people want $500 extra? And Organo rewards you so much for doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. It's something that you're supposed to do, and they add even more incentives. But you need to take action now. And so we can all live the lifestyle of our dreams, the OG lifestyle. There's a promo right now. Again, Organo always goes out, and there's no party like an OG party. We have the Disney promotion. Honestly, are you going to be there? Because I'm going to be there. I'm working for that right now. You can qualify more details in your back office. And what I'm really excited about, and I'm going to be there. Are you going to be there? So guess what? I love to dance. So I don't dance when I'm working, but when I'm in the OG parties, I totally dance. And we have the OG Getaway, Seize the Moment. It's very simple. You just have to follow the system, and you know what? The results will come. So it's one of the largest cruises in the world, and Organo allows you to be part of it. All you have to do is follow the system. So with that, I want to thank you for being connected, for being part of the system, and for promoting the system, and for you deciding to take massive action. My question to you as we end this call is that, are you ready to be the next OG success story? OG will reward you beyond your imagination. All you have to do is stay committed to the 4 steps, committed to your dreams, to your why, and you can be the next OG Diamond. With that, I thank you all. Have a wonderful week. Let's kill the red zone. Get connected to the Bliss call that are going on. And remember, it's easy, it's simple, it's Organo, it's OG. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.